Oh, you know how I do videos that are people talking about how fuck white people, they stink, they're terrible. Today we're gonna do something a little bit more interesting. You know how black people always discuss about how horrible slavery was? And it was horrible. Today we're gonna be talking about how unimportant white slavery was with Cat Blaque. This should be good. It's not gonna be good, is it?
It's gonna be shit.
It's gonna be shit, yeah. Why would I have fucking hope for
You're
anything?
a fucking idiot.
I know I'm a fucking idiot. You're a fucking idiot. Yeah, you wanna fuck? Oh! I had the same feeling as I have when I watched the Decoded intro.
True Tea. Your questions, my brutal honesty. Hey guys, it's Kat, and it's time for your daily dose of True Tea.
Focus the camera. Who's on the focus? Jesus.
Today I'm drinking iced
Finally, it's focused. Sorry.
tea from Brisk. It's extremely fancy and expensive.
Is this a thing that we're doing? We're going to talk about how white slaves are useless. But let's talk about tea for a second. Ugh. This is cringing me out. Let's go.
Anyways, let's just jump right into today's email.
Her fucking backdrop's not ironed.
Hey Kat, first I wanted to say that I think you're so brave for speaking on the issues of race, the LGBTQIA+ community, and so much more. Your videos have been very helpful to me and my friends, and I thank you for that. In a nutshell, one of my white friends, we'll call her Rebecca, of over 8+ years sent me a long rant about something race related, and I told her that I disagreed and then tried to educate her, but she wouldn't listen to me. She literally uses every white feminist, white supremacist rhetoric you could think of.
So she dropped the N-bomb in the middle of your discussion? Did she yell, white power? Like while you were talking about race? That's everything of white supremacist rhetoric that you can think of. Did she mention lynchings? Every rhetoric or a couple of the rhetorics?
And she's vehement in defending her white privilege and her white fragility. I have unfriended her as now, and we are no longer friends. My biggest question is, while talking to her, the most difficult thing I had to deal with was, how do I talk to white people who use the Italian, Irish, Jewish, Catholic, Russian oppression to say that they do experience racism as a white person?
So we have evidence of oppression on white people in the past. Slavery, all this fucking shit. This person's asking, how could I twist the person's argument that white slavery means nothing? That it stinks, black slavery is the only one that was important. How do I twist this person's words? Cat Blaque, let's hear what you have to say.
Okay, so first of all, True Tea, I think that everyone who gets into these really long conversations with their white friends about racism, who are starting to feel like really bothered by it and really upset by it, just should unfriend these people.
What? You've been friends for years. Hey, what's up? How you doing? Lindsay? I don't know. Lindsay, Sarah. They're friends. They're hanging out. Have one discussion about race. And now you should unfriend them? Isn't this how you block out fucking debate? How you block out back and forth discussion? So as a social justice warrior, if someone has a different opinion, you should just not be their fucking friend. Are you sick, Cat? You should unfriend them. What if it's a proper fucking debate? If the person's fucking dropping the N-bomb, I can see why you're unfriending them. I mean, when someone calls me the N-bomb, it turns me on and I get hard and shit. I don't know, it's weird. It's a really weird thing. But this is so, do not have a civil discussion with someone and don't freak out and then unfriend them. Oh no, someone said something that makes sense and now I have to debate it. Unfriend, block. What about the white slaves? Fuck you, no. Huh?
One of the things that I did on my personal Facebook page is to defriend basically everyone who started to post really shifty things.
It's okay, man. What? No, it's not okay, Chris. So the first thing I do when someone says something that makes sense and I have to debate, I just unfriend them, all of them, some shifty things. Hey, Kat, I'm just wondering, so what's your opinion on white slave owners only being, 0.5% of America during slave owners? Unfriend! That's what I think. Unfriend, fuck you. It was 90%. All white people had slaves.
Especially around the time of the whole Mike Brown situation.
You mean how Mike Brown reached into a police officer's car, punched him, tried stealing the weapon, and then was shot and was killed? People bringing up the evidence that was shown in court and in testimony. And you're like, no, I can't be your friend. You just brought evidence? You brought evidence? How dare you, you fucker? Don't ever bring evidence here.
Definitely have made my social media experience a lot more positive because I got rid of all those like white people who were like slowly but surely revealing their hoods.
I have nothing to say.
And yeah, I think it kind of fits, man. I think it kind of.
Yeah, you have to point it out.
I think it kind of fits. It's pretty good.
This is funny. And now you're making me look like I'm fucking part of the and now we have to fucking re-iron this backdrop. You just look at this. It's not even straight anymore. So apparently, if you have a different opinion, you're a KKK member.
They're white hoods in the midst of that conversation. But personally, I'm always kind of entertained when white people bring up the Irish or the Italian in conversations about racism because they always really leave out like some of the most vital facts about that whole situation.
You mean how you guys leave out the vital facts that Africans sold African slaves? Is that a vital fact that you might miss out on once in a while? Yeah. God, I'm so fucking good at this, Chris. Yeah, fuck you. Next debunking point.
First of all, the Irish were definitely enslaved.
But if someone brings it up, unfriend them. KKK. Sorry, I don't know what I'm doing.
And not in the same way that Black people were slaves. I think it's important to understand that there are several different types of slavery. Most of the Irish were in indentured servitude, essentially. It was not comparable to the chattel slavery that Africans went through. It's just not even the same thing.
So essentially, my slavery was worse than yours. That's what she's saying there. The British fucking took over Ireland and they were enslaving them, not in the exact same way, I'll say that. I'll agree with you there. But they oppressed the Irish. It was horrific. It wasn't sunshine and rainbows. And if a white person brings that up in an argument, what about white slaves? And you go, unfriend, you are pretty much just going, no, white people, no, we were whipped harder, which yes, you were, but then we could look at other places around the world and other people who were also slaves, not just white people, and how bad they had it depending on who was the slave owner. Does that mean no? Only black people only black people can benefit from the negative time that slavery was by having a privilege now to call white people racist. That is completely terrible to even imagine. Now, what if black people weren't enslaved as bad as white people? If it was the reverse. And then you heard white people go, no, sure they oppressed you, it was horrible, and millions of you died. But who gives a fuck? Because we had it a little bit worse. Slavery is terrible no matter who it's done to. And the fact that you're closing your eyes, banning people who are just trying to bring it up in discussion, if the person goes, fucking Irish were slaves too, you fucking cunt. All right, you can block him. I understand you're like, I'm not going to deal with this shit. But if someone's like, what about white people slaves? And you're like, not as bad as black, not as bad as black, ban. That's someone banning. I know you're like, you know what I mean.
But they were definitely enslaved, and they were definitely priced at a lower price than black slaves. That's all very true. However, what people need to understand about the Irish when they came to America is that they were not considered white. Okay?
But then how were they white? Okay? And still slaves? Wouldn't that mean that slavery can happen to anybody, no matter what your skin color is? It's not, I didn't tell him to do this here. Why did you have to stretch your eyes out?
Shut up. Fuck it. Now that's racist.
The whole point on this is if you're going to be oppressed because of slavery and you're going to still hang on to that, why can't the Irish still hold on to that? All the Irish out there just should be mad at all the other whites. You had me as slave, so you're privileged. It makes no fucking sense, Kat. You stink. You ban people. You don't want to have this proper discussion. You want to just drink your goddamn tea, probably a cup full of cum or something, and you want to just talk nonsense. Yeah, fuck your oppression. Mine is worse. You weren't even a slave. You're a trans. You're a trans person, and you're living in a society where most people accept you, and I accept you for being transsexual. You're a black transsexual. People should, in your mind, people should be assaulting you every day, but that doesn't happen because our society is growing and maturing, even if you don't want to see it that way. It's so terrible that we live in a society where we're just blaming people. White people, not these whites, these whites. What if I took one group of black people and said, oh, all black people are like that? Let's say I looked at the crime stats and looked at the percentages of crimes committed by black people and went, well, black people are all criminals. That would be unfair. It's a small percentage of the population doing it, and therefore we talk about the problem, just like the problem of the white slave owners, this small percentage of those. So fuck slave owners, fuck criminals of every race, of every gender, no matter who you were, and stop putting the blame and don't unfriend your friends. Just talk to them. I'm sure you can be friends and have a nice little handshake. If I still have black friends after the videos I make, everyone's good. Everyone's good, trust me. Love you all. Thank you for watching. I'm not watching the rest of this video. Fuck Kat Blaque. I did watch the whole video, but it's just what she said there. Just fuck white people. That's all I heard. Ugh.